Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are now live with BB3 TV.
Hello. It is me, Sammy, Dom, Insane Joe, and my mother. It is the Kinky podcast with BB3 TV. Damn, that is loud. I feel like I was yelling at y'all. I am excited to be here with you guys and do another episode. I've been trying to get this going, but I swear, like, when one kid gets sick, it's another kid gets sick, and then another, and it's like never ending. So I got some interesting topics for you guys. Are you ready?
I'm ready, and I'm always excited. Thank you for letting me be a part of the Cute and Kinky podcast.
Yes. We have Dom, that is the god of BB3 TV. We have Insane Joe, which I love having you on. I love talking to you last time. I think as we had, I don't remember what the name of that episode was, but that was fun. So hello, Insane Joe. And then I have my crazy mother on here. So hello.
We do that every time for our podcast.
Love it.
So, let's get to the topics. My mother and I were talking about this, and I was going to save this for later, but once we started talking about this, I was like, wait. Because when I talked to my boyfriend about it, he's like embarrassed to talk about the rooms. So we're going to talk about the rooms. I saw this Netflix show. I don't even remember what the name of it is. It is about this English woman that makes sex rooms for couples. Okay. If you were to have a sex room, one, what would you want? And two, what kind of sex room would it be for you? Is it going to be a casual sex room? Is it going to be like a BDSM like sex room? Is it going to be one of those just like all free for all crazy just sex rooms or whatever?
How big is the room? Let's start there. How big's the room?
Whatever size you want it to be.
Well, I say ladies first.
You want me to answer? Well, let's see. I have to say that I would probably have a regular size room.
First of all, she's in Rhode Island, so she has a whole basement.
You have a whole basement.
That's the whole basement stuff. You gotta love that. So, but I mean, my basement's a little bit different. It has little like rooms of its own. So I would probably would convert one of those rooms. I'm not gonna do all the like 50 Shades of Grey kind of thing.
Okay.
That's a little too much for my taste. Plus, I'll feel like with my curviness that it will break things because it's not gonna stay stable. But
it's more fun though, right? Like if shit breaks, it's like, yeah, man.
but also my back can break, my knees can break.
He cannot fix it. He wouldn't be able to fix it if it broke.
It kind of ruins the moment, But I wouldn't mind not too much of the mechanical stuff. It's more or less more because I'm a girl. I would be more into sensual stuff. and a little spanking, a little whipping, but not like you're gonna like cause blood.
Yeah.
You know, more of a sensual kind of thing than anything else. And I think most girls are kind of like that. The ones who are the BBMs, you know, more power to you. More power to you. It's just not my taste. But but I mean, would I try things? I always say, you know, a new day is a new try. So I'll try mostly everything. Um, but if my husband's willing and anything like that, and he says, "Would you try?" And I say, "Hey, we trust each other enough that heck yeah, I would try it with him because I trust him that much."
Well, that's a pretty solid answer, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Insane Joe.
Your turn.
What was the question? No.
What
I
kind
don't
of
know.
sex room would you have?
I guess I'd have to think about that a while.
I have an answer.
I mean, I did go to a hotel that had themed rooms once,
Oh yeah.
and
that's cool.
and that was very interesting. We had a bed that was suspended, or from the ceiling by chains.
Uh-huh.
So when you're in it, the
Wow.
whole thing was swinging every way. And then it had like a 300-gallon copper tub in there.
Oh wow.
I remember it took forever to fill, but it was worth it. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
So,
I
but
like
to think
it.
about making my own, well, I'd have to think about that a while.
Well, I have an answer. You ready for mine? Okay.
Yes. Tell me.
I think you even take a normal sized bedroom, right? I would break it down into 4 parts. A roll the dice one, where you're not sure what you're going to get, but the themes of the room would probably, one is sensual, one would be kind of like the more hardcore, where there's possibly some acupressure rugs everywhere, where you're kind of hitting all nerves, where the whole floor is just acupressure kind of needles. Like, I don't know if you guys are
Oh my
familiar with that.
gosh.
Things like that. Like, that would be awesome. Another room I think I would choose is the sound room, where everything is pitch black. You don't know what you're doing. You got to do everything by feel, but you can hear everything, heartbeats, and it's complete silent in the room. You can't hear no noise. The sound barrier sex room.
How am I not surprised?
I don't know, but that's the one I would do. So with the 4th room, I would kind of leave it up to, well, what would you do with a room like that? I think I would make it a big ass wrestling ring, like a small wrestling ring, so we could like fucking,
Jello, whipped cream, a little
Yeah.
pudding.
It's
stuff
ready
like
to
that.
rumble.
It's like you walk it, like knowing you're gonna get the wrestling sex room, you have to wear like some kind of themed, like Hulk Hogan, some shit, or the Ultimate Warrior, and you have to run in with your tassels and maybe jump in it with off the top rope. I think that would be fun. So I'd make probably the wrestling room, the casual room, the acupressure kind of hurt but feel good room, and then the dead silence room, other than here, or the silent room, very dark,
Yeah.
silent, synced with sound room. That fucking weird or what? Should I call the cops on myself? Should I call the cops on myself right now?
Do I need to take you back to the hospital?
Right. That's what it would be then for me. Yeah, I could totally pick Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior theme now. Like, yeah.
I've actually never really thought about it. But I'm more of a feely person. I like soft, fuzzy. See, like for example, soft, fuzzy things. So anything soft, anything silky, I'm all about it. Little feathers, anything just with touch. I love it. So I'm all about that. And I like when there's lighting, like mood lighting. Now you have all these 3D lights. LED lights that are just like purple, gray, blue, red, pink, So I'm all about that, about the music, setting the tone, and then having like soft, fuzzy things nearby.
That's
Hey, Carmen.
There's Carmen right there. Pennsylvania. You really kind of touched something on that one too. I want to touch back in another room, but yeah, keep going.
Yeah. So
I like the idea of being all black and no sound, because then you just have to find.
Yes.
No, it's like Marco Polo.
Marco Polo. That's one way of doing it.
So who, like, I know this was like a little bit of paranormal, like this channel before, and everyone kind of deals with it, right? You guys believe in ghosts and the spiritual world and things like that. There's something more, like, okay. So what if there was a sex-related paranormal room where there's mirrors and the candles and symbols everywhere, to where it's like a conjuring room through sex?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
First of all, this sounds like the ghost fucking we talked about last time.
Oh, well, we did talk about ghost fucking, so maybe we could conjure something up.
What would be weird? You know what would be weird? A room with full of mirrors, LED lights. So no matter where you're having sex, you can see yourself in every single angle and mirror.
I think the cocky prick in myself would love that.
Yeah. I could see that 100%.
Well, mirrors on the ceiling is always common. So
he says, wrong hole, or that's not it in the dark room. Well, yeah, wrong hole in the dark room. Wow, that would be too much information. Well, you are part of the Cute and Kinky podcast.
Yes, it is the Cute and Kinky podcast. This is where we talk about wonderful, cute things and then kinky things. Sex. So you're gonna have to get a little more comfortable here.
Carmen, you should be on the show today. I think it'd be fun.
Did you ever tell him the story of a ghost laying in my bed?
Oh, fuck.
No.
I one morning I told my husband, I go like this, I swear to God, I don't know what it was, but I was about to fall asleep, and I literally felt behind me that the bed went down. Like someone laid right next to me, and then all of a sudden I felt like a little cold and warm, like it was cuddling with me. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I didn't move a muscle, because I'm like, I know my husband says like, okay, I gotta go. And I'm like, he left out the door and no one's in the bed with me. So I'm like, I'm just gonna lay down here and not do nothing about it. Then I told him the next morning, he goes, you wouldn't believe, you didn't come in and sneak in or something, and I didn't see you walk in the door. And he's like, no, I wasn't there. And I was like, well, someone was.
Someone come in.
Someone is, didn't do nothing, thank God. But it was just like, it literally, I could feel that person right behind me, like cuddling me in bed.
Wow,
I was like,
what was that now? Like we had a subject and touched another subject. A lot of touching going on in the Cute and Kinky podcast.
Well, that's the whole point.
Yeah, man.
Another thing that really got to me, and I like that we have a whole bunch of different ages here, is what's really being submissive in a relationship. And that will touch base into another topic that I'm going to get into. So I have had people say, if you really truly love your partner, spouse, whatever, you would submit to them. What is being too submissive in a relationship? And should you have to be submissive? Oh no. If I was staying in an Airbnb and felt some ghost stuff, I'm out. Deuces.
Submissiveness. I don't believe it's submissiveness. I feel like it's trust. If you trust your partner,
it's a good word.
It's really not submissive. I'm a very strong-willed woman, former Marine wife, former Marine, daughter. So, I have to say that I'm still a woman no matter what, So I feel like I can be submissive to my husband. Especially with my husband now, I'm very submissive to him because I feel like his masculinity keeps me so secure and trusted. I don't have to worry about nothing else. I don't have to be that masculine person. I don't have to be so aggressive. I don't have to be mean. I don't have to be, rude or disrespectful to him. So I love the fact that he can throw me on the bed and anything, and I'm like, okay. I don't love where he can just like come behind me and give me a kiss, and he does both of those things. So it's but I can be submissive, but if you're asking in a sexual sense, that's a nanya because my daughter's on the line.
Well, I also think too that I think like you hit a big word there, and it's trust. I think as long as you're not like, as long as your intentions are not to absolutely fucking harm your partner in like a really physical way. I mean, yeah, I mean a little harm can be fun, like you leave with little bruises and shit like that. But we're not talking about beating the shit out of you, bruises. We're talking about a little fun.
Yeah.
So I think the trust goes a long way. With the submission part, I think like you just hit the key word, was just trust there, and submission, like go a little deeper. You're not shoving nothing up my ass or nothing. You know what I mean? Like that's where there's a big fucking no there. But
like
I think
we know already, no butt things with you.
no, and I think
You sure?
Absolutely, fucking right. But yeah, I think the trust goes a long way.
Well, don't you take your
Yeah.
physicals and you have to go?
I don't do the physicals. No, I don't cough with no hands on my balls. I'm sorry.
Not even if it was a woman still doing the physical.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Yes, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for both parties. For me, I refuse. I feel like being submissive is it's very hard for me. I trust my boyfriend very much. I don't think he would ever do anything to harm me or whatever. I trust him completely.
Yeah.
But being submissive sexually, fuck no. He knows that. He knows I'm the one that's going to say what's fucking what. You're not going to fucking tell me what to do. Like,
True.
I don't know what it is, but I will not have a man tell me what to do in the bedroom. I feel like I get enough. I feel like I get enough of his bullshit throughout the day. You're not gonna fucking tell me what to do in the bedroom.
Well, what happens if that role was reversed though? Like, yeah, you're the dominant one. That's what you're pulling. But
I'm always.
What happens in the middle of that if like it got a little bit more physical and like you got drunk?
I would look at him like he's fucking crazy. Like I am just very dominant. So in a way, I don't like being submissive because it makes me feel weak. And that's just an insecurity thing for me.
Yeah.
So
there it is.
Yeah. So, and I'm very aware of that. But
I feel like it's the 30s. When you're in your 20s and 30s, you want to be I'm she woman, but when you get to your 40s and 50s, and you're like, F it.
If he asked, we would have to work on it slowly. Now, if he was wanting me to submit and he was being like working his way through it, like being soft with it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I could work with that. But if you're like, bend over and no, I'm going to fuck you up. I'm going to throw a punch your ass. Like, no fucking way. Like, I'm really not about the rough stuff. I'm more of a sensual person. So if you're going to be like, bend over to the friend, touch your toes, I'm going to be like, why don't you bend over? I'm going to fucking throat punch your ass. Like,
that doesn't even sound fun anymore then, because that's like part of it.
Exactly. But but what I'm used to from my past is that men are just so aggressive. And that's when I didn't feel safe and secure and I didn't want to submit. So that doesn't make you feel comfortable, and you're not going to be like, oh yeah, let me submit. Yes, master. No, fuck
Sex
that.
shouldn't
Like,
come with a
I'm fucking
restraining order, you know?
good. Yeah. So that goes into my next topic.
But when you
Master
hear
and
Joe, how do you feel about submissive? He's on the spot. Uh-oh. Hold on.
You know,
he's like, I don't want to get in
I
trouble.
played those roles when I was younger. It was all you know, fun and games. But as I'm getting older, and like Jason said there, you know, you're gonna have to work on it to make it work. You know,
Mhm.
you know, no, I want, you know, that doesn't work in a true. I mean, I've been married for 14 years, and that hasn't come into play. But see, we trust each other,
Mhm.
you know, totally. And we work, you know, there's no dominance in this relationship because we work as a partnership.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when we do things together, it's like we're working together to get it done quickly or whatever. Like, you know, when we're cooking and stuff,
Yes.
we make
I do believe
so
that.
no matter what we do, we make a good team by working together and cooperating.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So that
Trust is
hasn't,
definitely a big
that
thing.
kind of stuff for me hasn't come into play for well over 20 years, you know.
Yeah, right.
My mother has always made the comment of, because, you know, I'm 31, I'll be 32 in October, right? And Dom, you're 30, what, 6?
39.
39.
I got kids older than you.
So my thing is she always makes the comment of, oh, you're in your early 30s. Like, once you get a little older, you just stop caring about things.
You
And I'm
do.
just like, I can't fucking
Yep.
wait. I cannot fucking
You know,
wait. Let me tell you.
I'm
I care about every fucking thing, and it gives me anxiety attacks.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
we've talked
No.
about our anxiety.
I'm 57, you know, and I don't worry about things like that no more.
Yeah, I just turned 50. You
And
know,
and
and I'm the
things
same way.
that I worry about the most are like, you know, about moving, paying the bills, you know, making sure I can get up out of bed without hurting too much in the morning. You know,
Oh, I already
those
feel
bones
that.
crack. When those bones crack, they don't break. You
Right?
know.
I feel that one. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just like when you're 30 and 20s, you're just always worrying about, oh my God, what is everybody gonna think? And I'm like, when you're in your 40s and 50s and beyond, it's like, F what everybody thinks. I'm gonna do what I want to do because I had to worry about that so many
I
years
mean,
ago.
you know, you say whatever the hell you want to say.
Yeah.
You don't care what anybody thinks. You know.
And that's
think
how
I'd
we
be
were
more holding
raised.
my
But-
peace with anxiety, thinking, "Fuck, there's
I've been kind of like that all my life because
more right
you
behind
know,
me."
I rocked my own style, so it's like I didn't care what, you know, you thought of whatever I was wearing. I didn't give a shit because your opinion didn't count in my book, and it's still that way.
Well, we were raised, us two have been raised as where, you know, we don't give a damn what other people think. We're gonna do our own thing. We were kind of like the years that we were growing up, we had to establish a style. We had to establish a way of living. Where you guys, you have so many influences in social media that you're like, oh, I like that one. I'm gonna be like that person. Or I'm gonna be that person. We didn't have that.
Well, there
We
was
had
no
maybe
computer, no internet,
no, we didn't have any of that. So we're like, no, I'm me.
I agree, but disagree with you on that one because
Mhm.
the way I hear you, the way you raised Sammy, and the way my mom raised me, there wasn't. It was. She kind of showed me the ways of not giving a fuck either. You know what I mean? I think Sammy the same way. Sammy's a different soul. I like we know each other. That's why we connected. We kind of like we don't give a fuck, but we give a fuck about some certain things. Now, social media we didn't really have at all growing up. You know, we had 1990s web TV, and that's how I got my first girlfriend. You know what I mean?
I had the MySpace. I had the MySpace.
I had MySpace too, and I customized that motherfucker like you wouldn't believe to try to
Exactly.
stamp on the block when I had social media. But growing up, Fuck no. It was, if I liked a girl, it was, here's a letter. Do you like me? Do you like me not? And I had to wait all fucking summer until the next year.
For me, I don't know about you, Dom, but we've talked about our anxiety problems.
Yeah.
And for me, it's not, I don't care what other people think of me. It's more of how I feel. Everything to me is like a feeling. I feel like I feel upset because of this, or I'm worried about that, or whatever. And it's never about like, oh, this person thinks I'm wearing an ugly dress. I don't give a fuck if you think I'm wearing an ugly dress. I like this dress, but it's just
about people's opinions. I feel like I'm not where I want to be, and I actually put a lot of heat on myself where my anxiety comes from.
I beat myself up.
Me too.
I beat myself, and I talk to my therapist about it all the time. I beat myself up for thinking that my life was going to be a certain way, and it hasn't. So then I'm beating myself up every day, and then I'm like, but I want to be better, and I'm working to be better, but it's not there yet. And I thought my life was going to be different.
It's so awesome because it's like, we're on the same page as far as like, yeah, we're going to do this, and I get into acting, and we're going to do podcasting, but we still have a job where we're making money to make all this shit happen. And when they talk to me all day long, and I give two shits about what they're saying, because that's not the life I want to be in. Like, it's like one ear going out the other, but I have to do it to do my job. And I'm like, yeah, this isn't forever. I don't give a fuck really what you're saying and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's where my anxiety comes from, because I'm like, I'd rather be here right now on this microphone or somewhere else, and I don't give a shit about what I'm doing here. Really what it comes
Do you
down.
feel like that we never thought of that the same thing when we're your age? We were like that, but you know what? We're at the point where like, man, we were doing the same crap, but we didn't have the anxiety and therapy because it was like a no to do.
Yeah,
But
it was like
taboo.
So
it was so taboo that we were like, deal with it. I mean, it was like, suck it up, buttercup.
So how did you fix
you
that?
know?
Yeah, when you're younger, in that younger generation, we grew up, I grew up in the 70s and the 80s and stuff, when you get a job and stuff and you have those anxieties, and no, you want to go see it, nope, your dad's like nope, or your mom's like nope, that we don't do that here. We don't deal with things that way. It's a no.
I mean,
seeing a shrink or something like that was taboo.
I don't see a shrink. I saw a psychiatrist recently.
And then you're growing up, and then some of us were growing up and beating into us some of these really old-fashioned morals, like no matter what, you respect your elders.
I like
so you get this boss that's an asshole or something like that. You get this boss that's a prick or something like that. You all you can do is say yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. No sir, no sir. You can't retaliate because you got that beaten into you that you can't break. You can't physically break that rule that's in your head of respecting your elders.
I had this role, or not a role.
I agree and disagree. Let's get into this.
I have been in situations where I always say yes or no, sir. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, because I've been in martial arts my entire life. I've had people offended recently within the past year for calling them sir and ma'am, and don't call me this, don't call me sir, please don't say sir. I said it's embedded in me as respect for the elders, and people are teaching me. I said, if you got a problem with sir, then you got to fucking really, really look into yourself and go back to the basics here.
That kind of thing, I tell you, that kind of thing, it depends.
This isn't cute and kinky anymore. Fuck.
It depends on who says sir to you. When you're my age, it can be appropriate in some conditions. But when your wife tells you yes, sir, that's a little like, come on, knock it off. I know she's just trying to be funny.
That's submissive.
But it still gets to me.
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking. I can see you, Dom, having the master slave like companion. You're like, I'm the master. And then she's like, yes, sir. Like I can fucking see it. But I've seen your girlfriend, and I can't see that. I cannot.
No, neither can I. So I think I need to do that then, right?
She's too. To me, she's so innocent.
Let
She's
me
like a sweetheart.
let me send the text right now to end this.
She is too fucking innocent to me. So
Well,
like,
see-
I could not see it.
and that's why,
Uh,
like,
I have to say this. Every medical person who ever worked in the ER knows the most innocent girls and the most sweetest guys are the ones who most done the most freakiest things ever. And they come
I
in with the most
See, that is
freakiest things
not.
stuck in
Yeah,
somewhere.
you know. Speaking of that, I loved watching that story that show. If you've ever seen it, Sex Sent Me to the ER. Some of those doctors and nurses have got to have some of the best stories to tell,
Oh, I had some. I had
especially the ones that work in the ER.
wow, yeah.
You know, because I wasn't a doctor or anything, but I was one that I worked housekeeping in a hospital long before I got sick and lived in a hospital for about 2 years. But I was like cleaning. I had to wear a pager, so back when pagers were a thing. I'll explain that to you guys, you younger ones, what a pager is. But
8008.
no, I had to clean. You know, if I got paged, I had to go to the emergency room or the operating room to clean up quick so that they could get, you know, because they're getting backed up or whatever. So I had to clean the room. And man, I saw some freaky shit. In just a short period of time. I was there for like 6 months because it was like limited term, and then you go someplace else for 6 months, you know, and eventually you could get into the whole state as a state
Work,
job.
working in an ER, we even do practical jokes. They did one, it was cruel, but it's kind of gruesome. Well, they told me you need to sit with this guy
Uh-oh.
because families are coming, right? And I'm like, so you need to sit with them. So he looked like he was like, he looked like that he was okay, just laying there sleeping. Then all of a sudden, I'm like talking to the guys, like, "Hi, nice to meet you. My name is la la la. I'm coming in, and I'm like, I go over to him, I touch him just for a moment, just to touch him, because I'm like, I didn't see his chest rising, so I'm like, what the hell's going on? They didn't even bother putting the sheet over him, but when I touched him, you know what happened?
He was dead? Oh,
His neck
oh,
flipped
he just died
open.
in your arms tonight.
I mean, seriously, it was like I saw neck, the head was dangling over, and I'm like,
You know what's crazy
oh shit.
is when we were working together before we get into the rapid response questions, right? But when we were working together, I was going into a patient's room to draw their blood, and I was setting up and all that stuff. And I always set up first before I wake them up because I hate waking them up. It's like freaking 5 o'clock in the morning, right? They hate it. So I got everything ready. I turned on the light. The patient didn't wake up, and I'm like trying to wake this person up, right? And they have the sheet like to hear.
Yeah.
The nurse comes in, she's like, "Oh, sorry, he's expired." And I was like,
Was I with you?
maybe.
I think so
He
because
was like, it was expired. And I was like,
It's
I
a
thought-
cruel joke.
I was like, why don't you, there was another patient in
It's
the
so
room
fu-
next door.
when you said
Like, why didn't
expired,
you put
I know
the
exactly who
blanket
said
on?
it. I know the person who said it because they only use that word. They're expired.
Yeah. I'm just like, why didn't you put the, oh my gosh. And I'm just sitting there like,
Yeah. I might have been with you.
okay.
There's my mom right there.
So Sammy, you're
Hey.
like those technicians that go around in the morning collecting blood from people.
Yes, I stab them
Oh
and I
God,
take their blood. Yes.
you guys pissed me off.
I
For
am
2
the
years.
vampire.
I got to give a heads up real
For
quick.
2.5 years, you pissed me off. You people pissed me off. Your whole field of workers, man.
You're
Come
welcome.
at
You
5
you'd
o'clock
like to
in
meet.
the
I'm the one who
morning.
bathes. I'm the one who bathes you guys.
We are almost at the 45-minute marker. We're going to do a crazy thing on
They
this.
came up here. They come in at 5 o'clock in the morning to take my thing. But the thing was, I worked third shift for I don't know how many years. So it was in my system, my routine to be awake all night and then sleep in the morning like a vampire, because I'd be going to bed as the sun was coming up. And oh my God, they would just be coming in every time, never failed. Just as I was getting to the part where I'm dozing off completely.
REM sleep. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's
We got it. We
crazy,
got it.
but that's
We're
what
coming
we
to the end.
do.
All
Now,
right, what we
here's
doing?
the
What we
quick
doing?
questions. What we do at the end is I ask a question, you answer real quickly, and then I ask another question. Okay? So, Dom, you'll start it off.
Oh shit.
In the Master Dom
Okay.
scenario, would you be the Master Slave scenario? Would you be the slave? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. I'm
While
surprised. I'm actually surprised.
While having something to say.
I can't see it. I cannot see you doing it, but okay. Joe.
What? Same question?
Yes.
Rapid response.
Yeah.
You would do it, Ma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask me again so my bipolar part can answer too.
Well, the other one says no.
If you could ask your partner to absolutely do just something crazy, like something like nipple clamps, would you both do the nipple clamps?
Yeah, actually, I think I totally would because I like the needle bed.
You're fucking weird. I'm not about the pain. That shit
No,
hurts.
He said no, thank you.
Let me tell you, that shit hurts.
They hurt.
I'm sure it does.
The same.
I wouldn't want to know.
They hurt. It's like getting flicked down there.
Ugh.
Well, yeah, fuck yeah, I'd take the nipple clamps on a needle bed.
Oh
okay.
yeah.
For the guys, if your partner asked you to be a Chippendales for a night for her, would you do it?
I do that on a nightly basis sometimes. I really do. I do.
Would you put the whole outfit on though, like the little Speedo and the
Yeah, why the fuck not? I try to do it naked most of the time and just do a little swing around. I do. Yeah, why not? I don't mind. I'm an actor.
I did that back in my younger days.
If the roles were reversed, if the
I was wild
were
when I was in my
for a
20s.
day, and the females were a male for the day, what would the first thing you would do?
Say that again.
If the roles were reversed, and the guys, you would be a female for a day, and for the girls, we would be a male for the day, what would be the first thing you would do?
I'm going to catch a lot of heat for this one. I'd make you a fucking sandwich.
Oh my fucking God. Shut up. What the fuck ever, dude.
Christ. Out of all the things you think of, is a
exactly.
sandwich, really?
We're almost done.
I'm helicoptering. I'm on woo
helicopter.
Woo!
It would be I would a helicopter all the
No
way.
idea.
That was part of my Chippendales routine, okay?
I asked my husband that one time. He says, I'll be filling up my tits all freaking day. All freaking day. He was like, I'll be filling myself up all day.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
You better hope you have big boobs then.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
You got 3 minutes.
Yeah. So, other than that, last question. What would be the one toy you would not try?
The one toy I would not try.
Wow.
Well, I mean, a dildo for one. You know, I'm not fucking with a dildo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But a male toy? I don't know. Maybe a prostitute?
Oh my God.
A
Joe's just like,
prostitute with AIDS.
whatever.
Yeah, the roll the dice prostitute. One
I
minute.
try not to talk about it too much because there ain't much I haven't done.
My mom says I believe there's
Let's just say that and leave it there.
Ooh, he's been a freak long ago.
Yep. Before and after, especially after I got sick. After I got sick, and from like what was it? After I got divorced the first time.
Chris,
I've only been married twice.
welcome to the Cute and Kinky podcast.
Hello.
Free TV.
And that was like in 2004, 2005, it's 2004. From 2004 until I met my wife in 2006, I was having some fun.
Nice.
Oh snap!
I was
was
enjoying
doing
life.
That's the best
I
time
was
to be
enjoying.
married. Is to get
I
to get
decided
freak
to
with
enjoy
that.
life. I decided to enjoy life. I kept a lot of it secret. You know, my buddy Mark knows a lot of my stories, and you know, he ended up calling me like a male slut and a male whore and all kinds of things.
On the Cute and Kinky podcast, man. Yes.
Yes.
But-
Yes.
But you know, you sit there and you face death like I did. You know, where I actually knocked on death's door and I shook his hand and said hello.
Mm.
Look at that food play. Food play. Who's done
We
food
talked
play?
about that.
I am absolutely against food play because I hate eating with people. I do like eating out,
Eh.
but nobody got that joke. Nobody got it.
I got it. Jeez.
You've got 2 minutes here. You want one rapid response, and then we'll go through and where to find us.
Okay.
I was
Yeah,
just
what's the
going
last
to
question?
make a point. I was going to live with no regrets.
There you. Oh,
That's right.
You know,
That's
so
right.
I look back on my life and I'm like, you know, is this what I want to, you know? So I made sure I did everything I could. Now my wife and I are going to travel and see as much as I can possibly see.
Love
That's good.
Yeah, we're going to
Well.
London. We're going to London, and I was just like, you know what? I told my husband, I was like, you know, they have sex clubs over there, and he's
Yeah.
just like, oh, do they? And he's like, oh yeah, they probably do. And I was just like, we're also going to Paris. Can you imagine the sex clubs in Paris?
We're all hairy
Oh
though.
my God, I got to share that with you. I know I'm going to go over a little bit here. We're not trying to. So there's a toy that I'm going to get.
Oh.
It's the Eiffel Tower one, and I did have a challenge with it, but I can't talk about it here, but it's in the process of arriving, but it is an Eiffel Tower. And yeah, there was a whole fucking scenario with that one because
This is a conversation for later.
Oui, monsieur.
But anyways, I will wrap it up here. This was always fun. Thank you, Dom. Thank you, Insane Joe. And thank you, Mother, for joining us today with BB3 TV and also having this Cute and Kinky podcast. Do not forget to email me at cutekinkypodcast@gmail.com. Always send in your funny stories if you want advice or your kinky stories. So always stay happy, healthy, and always cute and kinky. Bye.
commercial, here we go.
Welcome to BB3 TV, the Fireside Tales. Here is your story.